Hello and welcome to the Bridetender podcast. I'm your host, Estee Levin, and I'm here to tend to the brides like I tend to the bar. So mix yourself a cocktail and let's get ready to discuss all things weddings. I am back with the queen of weddings, okay? Lauren Holovka with Laurier, and we haven't podcasted together since April 2021.
I know.
So we've had so much go on. So I got married, you got engaged, you did 2 fashion shows, you did the hair and makeup robe,
Yes.
got it into Macy's.
Yes.
We obviously have the dress before the dress, which is just getting bigger and better than ever. I feel like you're on every news platform, you're with every social celebrity. Like, I don't even know where to begin. But first of all, how are you doing? Are you riding on a high right now?
First of all, thank you so much for having me back. I'm so excited. I could not wait to be back on your podcast. We had so much fun last time. I cannot believe it was, 3 years?
Almost, yeah.
3 years that passed.
So crazy.
And again, yeah, so many things happened in between that. So I'm so excited to be back. And yeah, I've been a little busy. So all good things happening, which is so exciting. And definitely got engaged, so I can't wait to talk about that. And
let's show off the rock. This camera, this camera.
He did good. I'm
Timmy
excited.
did so
He
good.
did.
We love to see it. We love an engagement here on the podcast,
Yes.
in case you weren't sure.
I know. I can't wait. So it's definitely been a whirlwind of amazing experiences that's happened in the last 3 years, and I can't wait to talk about everything.
Well, I'm so excited. But first, before we get to all of the professional endeavors, because it's a laundry list, you have so much going on, we have to bring in the most special of guests. You know, we don't usually do this here, but we're bringing in a third party. It's their first time ever doing a podcast, and we need to, you know, talk to them about this engagement. So we're bringing on Timmy, Lauren's fiancé, to talk about all things engagement and how he plans the perfect proposal.
He's so excited.
All right, so we have Timmy here, which is you're Timmy, you're the guest of honor. Okay, I don't know if you know that, but you are.
Thank you.
And before we get into talking about the engagement, the proposal that you planned, the gorgeous rock that you picked out for Lauren, how did you and Lauren meet?
We met in high school, freshman year.
A little bit before high school. We met the summer going into high school. So we were, 14 meeting?
Right.
And we were best friends, literally best friends. And I think, sophomore year? Right before my Sweet 16.
I think that's when I first tried, right?
Yeah, he was like, I really like you, will you go on a date with me? And he was my best friend, so I was like, I don't know, we're friends, you know, like kind of friend zoned him. So, and then that one of our friends was having her Sweet 16 in Bahamas. So he always went to Bahamas on spring break. And I was going with a group of my friends. We were all friends, by the way. We were all in the same high school together. So that spring break, we were all in Bahamas, every one of us. There was like, 30 of us?
Yep.
It was so much fun. So then he was like, come on the jet ski with me. So I go on a jet ski with him. Mind you, I am petrified of sharks. Petrified of the ocean in Atlantis, like, because it has so many sharks. And Timmy loves water activities, so nothing phases him. And he was like, come on the jet ski with me. And I went on the jet ski with him, and then he stopped in the middle of the ocean, and he was like, Lauren, I love you. Will you go out with me? And I was like, okay. So it started in Bahamas. And then every year since then, we have vacationed in Bahamas for spring break, which has always been so much fun.
So, being that Bahamas has had this special meaning for you guys, you know, I'll spill a little of the beans, which is that you guys got engaged in the Bahamas, and you pulled out like this huge proposal. So tell me a little bit about the proposal.
So I started planning it like 2 weeks before I got there. And I met a Bahamian lady who helped me coordinate the whole process. She worked for the Atlantis. And I told her I wanted it to be very special, so she did everything I wanted, and it turned out great.
It definitely did. And now tell us about the ring, because I want to tell you that back in April 2021, Lauren told me, I really, really want a pair of diamonds. And then as soon as I saw the picture, I was like, is it a pair? And it was, and it is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Lauren picked out the ring probably 10 years ago. And has sending me Instagram pictures for the last 10 years of the ring.
Yes.
So if I messed it up, I think it would have been a big problem.
He definitely had direction.
He had 10 years to prep.
12. 12. So yeah, he definitely had a long time to prep, but we definitely grew up together, so it has been so much fun. We had so many amazing experiences together. We really, like, every single journey, we've overcome everything together. All of my big, events, his big events, we've really just did it all together, and it's been an amazing support system. So I think we're both just really enjoying the journey, and we're so excited for the next steps. We can't wait. And yeah, it's been amazing. I was so blown away by the proposal, and I wasn't expecting it to be in Bahamas. I really thought it would be like in Manhattan or Brooklyn. So you definitely surprised me with the Bahamas. I really didn't. I was like, there's no way he's gonna bring a ring on a plane, and I just didn't think that was gonna be a thing.
Well, I'm glad that it did happen in the Bahamas, because I feel like that was meant to be for you guys.
Yeah.
From like jet skis to engagement rings, like, you guys have a very special place in your heart for there.
And every year we took a photo in front of this palm tree. It's like a single palm tree. And then that's where he and the event planner, I forgot her name. She was so sweet. She was helping him. And I met her after the fact, obviously. So we took a photo in front of this palm tree every year, and that's where he had planned the proposal, right in front of the palm tree. And I walked onto the beach, and it just said, "Marry me," in these big light-up letters and rose petals. It was so gorgeous. And, like, as we're walking on the beach, I'm squeezing his hand. I'm like, is this for us? Is this for us? And he's like, yeah.
I'm glad that it was for you.
I know.
Because it would have been awkward if it wasn't.
Could you imagine? I would have just been like, can we go home?
So now, Timmy, I do have a question for you, because you've seen Lauren design all of these dresses. Obviously, we have the hair and makeup robe and the dress before the dress as well. But what are you most excited about to see Lauren as a bride?
Good question.
I just can't wait to see her in the dress. I know she's going to do an amazing job doing it. I just can't wait to see that actual dress.
What do you think that it will look like? What do you think that Lauren's going to choose for herself?
I love these questions.
Like
what
do we think sleek and sexy?
Like what type
do we
of
think
style?
lace? Do we think...
Do you think I'm going to be in a big dress or like a tight dress?
I think you're going to have like 4 or 5 dresses.
Oh, I am. That's a good one. Yes, he's right. I am going to definitely have a full collection from the moment.
It's going to be the 3rd fashion show.
Correct. It actually will be. So that will be the fashion show this year, my wedding.
Yes, I love that.
I'd like to see her add all of her favorite dresses into one and make it one just...
One standalone, top notch. This is the dress.
Nice, Tim.
Yes.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, so right now we're just trying to figure out where to have our wedding. So Timmy definitely wants to have it, of course, in Bahamas. He loves the Bahamas. And
Bahamas has been good to him.
It has.
You know?
No, it really has been. If you think about it, like, all of the best things ever
Best
have happened
memories
there.
have happened there.
Sure.
Yep.
So I agree with him, but I'm thinking destination, but maybe Florida, Palm Beach. And then we're torn, like, okay, do we just have our wedding here in New York? So we've been definitely a little confused on where to have it and, like, where to narrow it down.
Well, maybe the audience will help you guys choose
where
you guys should
love
get married. We'll do a little poll.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it's so crazy because as a bridal designer, I help all of my brides make these decisions. And I know exactly what to say, I know exactly what to do, but for myself, I'm just like, where do I start? I don't even know where to start.
It does. It feels overwhelming. And when you also know so many people in the industry and have been to so many venues or gone to so many weddings, it makes me like, okay, we want to make sure, like, who's going to execute our vision the best when it comes to planning, when it comes to design, when it comes to just the entertainment and the food, you know. So, but you guys have an exciting journey ahead of you.
Yes, we're excited.
And Timmy, the most exciting thing, you know, of the day is that this is your first podcast and you're doing it here with me, which of course makes me just over the moon.
Thank you.
So I was Lauren came on as her first podcast. Now it was only right that you came on as your first podcast.
I did it with you first.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. That warms my heart. Well, Timmy, I know that you came on, you faced your fear with me today, and now I'm going to let you go so that, you can just relax for the rest of the day.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to interrogate Lauren.
He can't wait to watch
I look forward to you seeing the process with us.
Oh, well, I can't wait.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, it was so fun to have Timmy on, and for his first podcast to be with me, I am honored. And now it's back to you and me, original recipe. And I want to ask you kind of, now that you're engaged, right, and all of the wedding planning is starting to happen, and, what are your thoughts? Are you excited? Are you a little overwhelmed?
A little bit of everything. So I'm definitely excited and definitely overwhelmed. I think what I'm going through right now, many brides go through the same thought process, because you have so many ideas in the beginning process of planning a wedding. So I am torn between narrowing down my ideas, and I just have so many ideas that I'm overstimulated. I can't just figure it out yet. But I think I have to really get my venue first, which I always say to every bride. So I'm going to take my own advice.
100%.
And then everything else will fall into place.
It will. And I tell everybody that choosing the venue is half the battle, because once you have that, then you have your date, you have your location, you have your time, and then from there, sourcing all your vendors is easy because you have all of the original tools in place needed.
I know. So I'm just torn between having a wedding here in New York or having a destination wedding. So we were just talking about with Timmy, he loves the Bahamas, so he really wants to have a destination in Bahamas. And I'm torn between Florida or New York. So I have to just figure it out. And as soon as I see the venue, I think I will know it the moment I walk in.
Absolutely.
And I have such a vision in my head, so I think definitely everything will fall into place once that's settled.
Now, are you thinking of having a bridal party or no bridal party?
Definitely a bridal party.
Are you going to do the designing of all the dresses for that too?
Absolutely. So I definitely would love the opportunity to design all of my best friends and my sister-in-laws, all their dresses, my niece for the wedding, my mom, my mother-in-law. So hopefully, if they want, obviously, if they want that.
They 100%
I mean, it's up to them.
It'd be crazy if not. Hello.
I would love to do that. I think it would be so special. And I can't wait for all those things to start happening and to start designing. And I would love to create something different and unique for each special person in my life. So, but definitely I'm keeping it small and intimate. I'm not having a very large bridal party.
I hear that. Listen, the bigger it gets, the crazier it gets.
Right.
And that's just...
And I just think for me, I'm very, I don't like too much of anything. So even my wedding, I just want it to be very intimate and our closest friends and family, and that's it.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think that, whoever was on our 12-year journey with us, then I think they know and they should be there with us celebrating.
Absolutely. So, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I think whether you have it in Bahamas, Florida, New York, it's going to be a Laurier extravaganza.
Yes.
and you know, whatever you decide, it will be the most perfect day.
Thank you. I'm excited. I just like I'm waiting for my busy season to slow down a little bit.
I hear
because
you.
I'm still like right there with all my brides, and we're still a little crazy. So within the next 2 months, I should slow down just like a drop, and then I'll be able to focus on me and my designs, my wedding dresses, and all that stuff, and going to look at venues.
Absolutely. So we have a time frame in mind,
Yes,
you know, like
yes.
after the holidays.
Yes, pretty much.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I feel like I'll have a little bit of time to breathe. So
yeah,
I'll
and
be
you
okay.
get a chance to kind of really bask in this engagement during the
Yes.
holidays, you know. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
Timmy is like, I want to get married tomorrow. And I'm like, Tim, we've been in 12 years.
It's funny how also we always think grooms don't care, but then when the time comes, you know, it's a little bit of like a shining time for them too, and then it's like, oh my God, this is all about me, you know? So, of course, you know, obviously Timmy is excited.
Oh, man, he's so funny.
I can't wait to see him become the groom of all time.
He is the best. He's really the calm to my storm and just amazing and so supportive. So I have definitely a very hectic and crazy schedule, and of course with my job comes a lot of late nights and not very wifey things. I don't cook. I don't.
Same though.
You know, like I you know.
But he's known you for 12 years, so like
he's
he knows.
used to it. Yeah. So he's great. We've definitely, like I said, grown up together, and he knows what he's in for.
I also think in today's generation, like wife life looks different than what it was 30, 40 years ago. You know, women have paved their own ways, especially within their careers, and you started a business so young, and it's absolutely booming.
Thank you.
So, you know, you're busy.
Yeah, it's definitely busy. And we have this joke where he's like, you know, you want to cook? And I'm like, I don't cook. I make dresses. Like, that's what I know how to make.
That's your style of cooking.
Yes, exactly.
I can get on board with that. My style of cooking is like making reservations on Open Table.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And I've aced it. Like, I'm at 100%. I got an A.
That's so funny. Yeah, we're always ordering. So I'm like, great, you can have a different meal every night. Like,
yeah,
it's
perfect.
Wonderful.
It was like I made it.
Right. Put on a nice plate.
We got plates. That's what matters.
We have silverware. 100%. So that's so funny.
Oh my God, it is too funny. So let's talk about all of the professional endeavors that you have going on, because there are so many to touch on. And first, I want to touch on the hair and makeup robe, which really took the world by storm this year. And you got that incorporated into Macy's, which is huge, huge. So tell us a little bit about that.
I'm so excited about the hair and makeup robes. All of the hairstylists, the makeup artists, our brides, they are loving this piece. And it's not just for the bride, it's for your bridal party, it's for your mom, it's for the groom's mom, or it's for anyone who just simply wants to get ready and you want to order this item, which can be ordered off of Macy's or our website. And it's amazing for getting ready. It's a seamless process. And you know, you're doing makeup, so when you're blending, it's just a seamless blend, and it's very convenient. So a lot of brides before this piece, you know, they were shimmying the robes off of the shoulder, and then they were trying to blend and get everything, you know, nicely done. And I was like, I have to help here. And being that for the dress before the dress, I was already creating off-the-shoulder bridal robes. So I'm like, I should do a design patent on getting ready robes that are makeup friendly. You could wash them and it's easy to slide on and off and start your day.
Because a lot of people don't think about how you can't have something that you have to like lift up over your head or even like unzip, or that goes up too high, especially when doing hair and makeup. You don't want like hair getting caught in zippers or buttons or anything. And you want to have that perfect blend, which can be difficult if you don't have the room to do so. So that, I mean, and now you also have it in many different colors.
Yes.
People can kind of order it in different colors for their bridal party, keeping white for the bride. And I mean, that is huge. And now you've patented that. And now I feel like you're really good about stuff like that. Trademarking, patenting.
Yes.
Like I feel like I'm like with Lawyer Lauren, you know? Like I need you to teach me about all of this. But how long
That's
does
so
something
funny.
like that take?
We always have conversations about this on the phone.
We do. We're
it's
always talking
yes.
about trademarking. We're always talking about things like that. And how long
Yes.
does it take to get a patent on this?
I will say this. For me, I believe that if you come up with something that is so important to you, and this is a piece or a phrase or a design that is truly a first of its kind, you need to protect it. And you need to make sure that all your hard work that you put into whatever you're creating is now, you own it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a strong believer in that. And of course, in the industry, like, you know, sometimes things happen. You got to send out some cease and desist letters, but it's okay. So I definitely believe in trademarking everything that you come up with that's organic and authentic to you. So for the hair and makeup robe, this piece, which is shown behind us, it is a first of its kind. And it truly is something that is a staple in the industry now and has definitely evolved the getting ready routine. And like I said, brides, bridal parties, everyone is loving this piece. So I'm just so honored and grateful that I'll actually be scrolling on Instagram and I'll see someone who probably had ordered it from Macy's and I won't know, because you don't know, at that point, I don't know who's ordering them.
Right.
So it's like, it's so like, a little, what's the word? It's a little wild to me because I'm so used to having such strong connections with my clients and I know what is going on and I know what they're ordering.
Right.
And I'm in charge of it. So I know who they are and I get to follow them. So now when I see brides on Instagram and I don't know them, I'm like, oh my God, they must have ordered on Macy's. Oh my God, how cool is that? So it's definitely a little.
It's showing that the brand is really, really growing.
Yeah.
It's
and
getting,
like,
it's getting
I'm
very
like, Mom,
big.
look, like someone's wearing it. I don't know who they are, but like that's awesome. So I get so excited. I get so excited when I see that. So it's been amazing. I'm so grateful.
And now you also have the dress before the dress.
Yes.
And we need to talk because that was notated in the New York Times.
Oh my goodness.
Which is, I mean, so we have Macy's, we have New York Times, we have an engagement, we have two very successful, large, you know, showcases during New York Bridal Fashion Week. Like, you're doing it all. But let's talk about the New York Times because that is absolutely enormous.
Thank you. I think that was a point in my career where I really sat back and I was like, wow, I'm so honored right now to be reading my name in the New York Times. I didn't even think that would be possible. So that was definitely a huge moment for me in my career. And the two fashion shows, since the last time you and I spoke, I was planning the show, so it wasn't really in existence yet. And then you had helped with the first show at Capital, which was gorgeous. Like, that was a gorgeous show. And then my last one, we just did at the Crown in the city on a beautiful rooftop at sunset. And that was a dream. So I'm just, you know.
And that show, which took place in April, it happens to be an 85-degree weather day. It literally couldn't have been more perfect.
I prayed. I was like, God, please, can I just have a beautiful show, a beautiful day, nice weather? And as soon as I walked out, I saw like that cotton candy sunset skyline. I was just like, oh, thank you.
Yep,
I was so
perfect.
happy and just beyond. It was beyond. I couldn't even believe that. It was like a painted picture. I couldn't even get over the skyline.
Well, I feel like you have so many major milestones that you've now reached and so many more to come that we can't even, you know, touch base on just yet.
Yes,
but
a lot happening.
You know, but once we can, we'll obviously have to have you back on to talk about that. Another show. Maybe we'll bring on another guest. You know, nobody can be as good as Timmy. But
Tim is great. He's usually like very outgoing and very talkative. I think he was a little nervous, but it's okay.
He was starstruck by me.
I really think he was. Truly. He was like, are you sure you want me on the podcast? I'm like, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. For his first time with me, there's nothing better.
Absolutely. But even for me, my first podcast was with you. So I was the same way. So I was so nervous. And, obviously every time you do one of these things, it's like a little nerve-wracking.
It is, absolutely. And even for me, just anytime I'm doing it maybe with somebody that I don't know or I haven't met before, I'm kind of walking in a way blind. Yes, of course I do my research and I come up with questions and certain things, but it's always a little bit nerve-wracking because you never know also how your chemistry will be with somebody.
That's true. But you can never tell. You're such a natural and you are so amazing at what you do. So you make everyone feel so just comfortable. And I felt that the first time too. And I was like, and that's really how our friendship started.
It did, yeah.
It started with the podcast and we were like, that's
what
it.
a lot of people probably don't know is that was the first day that we met.
Yeah.
But it felt very natural. It felt like I knew you forever.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, that's it. We're stuck.
We are, And then when you did my dress before the dress, my bridal robe, I mean,
that was so beautiful.
And so special.
It really was
special.
We used your mom's wedding dress fabric, which was beautiful. And we did a gorgeous silk robe. And
which I just absolutely love.
Yeah, and the photos were so stunning and elegant. You're gorgeous, but your wedding photos were stunning.
Oh, thank you. Well, I can't wait for your wedding now.
My goodness.
And all the photos and all the fashion and all the dresses and the robes.
It's definitely going to be a fashion show.
It will, as it should be, though.
Yes.
As it should be.
I'm excited for it. And
now we need to know if Timmy's going to have multiple looks,
I mean, I think that's only fair. So if
Timmy doesn't know he's having so many dress changes, but he is.
I mean, if he's like, Lauren, can I change into sneakers? What am I going to say? No? Like, he has to. I'm going to be like, okay. I can't say no.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he can change. He can do whatever. If he wants to have a different look. I would love to make his tux.
100%. I would love to see that. I would love
But we'll see. Who knows?
And then we launched the Laurier men's line.
Oh, that would be good. I know.
See?
Definitely down the line. I like to, I think I said this last time, like whatever I'm experiencing in life, I like to definitely incorporate that into what I'm designing and creating at the moment. So I love that my brand is really growing with me as a person as well as a designer, and I'm evolving and I'm changing and every day I'm learning. So I definitely like to incorporate that into my business and my designs and my new collections. So, I'm excited to see where it takes me.
Is there anything else that you think the listeners should look out for? Is there anything that they might see on social media coming up, or anything that you think that you want to hear from them, even if it's an advice for your big day?
I mean, I would definitely love advice for the big day. I think that, no matter what you do or who you are, a big day is still something that you're experiencing for the first time yourself. Even though 100%. I experience this with my brides weekly, I think it's different when it's happening for you. And I'm always behind the scenes. So I'm not really a person that likes to be up front and center. So yeah, a little advice on that would be great.
Well, I'm going to give you one piece of advice, because even though you are definitely more behind the scenes, I don't think you realize that you truly are the star of the show. And I want you to be the star of the show on your wedding day, because it is that once in a lifetime feeling, and you deserve to be celebrated, and you deserve to be the main attraction. You really do.
Thank you. I am excited. So, and yeah, I mean, just my last thing I would like to say is I'm just always so thankful and grateful that all of my clients and followers show us so much love and support and are with me on this journey for the last 5 years. And nothing would be possible without everyone's support. And I always think that it's so important to stay true to who you are and your roots, and have a strong foundation of amazing family, friends, work environment, and that everything else will fall into place. So that's all. I'm just super excited to see what the future holds for us, and planning a wedding and hopefully another podcast.
Yes, of course, of course.
And that's it.
Well, Lauren, it has been a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Thank you.
And seeing you, as always.
Yes.
And getting Timmy on here. Highlight, of course.
That was the best ever.
I want to let everybody know to go follow you at
Yes.
Laurier. Make sure to go follow Lauren at Laurier for all wedding-related things. Dress, bridal robe, hair and
Yeah.
makeup robe. And, you know, see Lauren behind the scenes, everything that she's working on, which is everything.
Yeah.
If you're not already following me, please go follow me at the Bridetender for all fun facts on the wedding industry, ways to save money on your special day, and of course hiring the best in the business, like my friend Lauren over here, for your wedding day. Until next week, mix yourself a cocktail, slide into my DMs with questions you want answered on all things weddings. Stay sane, stay healthy, and we'll catch you next week.
Bye.